Hello, my classy people. Wayne Bolden. It is 3 days out from the Breeders' Cup races, and of course, tip sheets are available. Email us at SpeedKing24 at yahoo.com for sure. Well, we're going to try to get through a few races before racing starts on Friday. Taking a look at a race on Saturday, Championship Saturday. We're going to take a look at one of my favorite races, the Breeders' Cup Sprint, which is race number 6 on the card, about 4:21. It will take place Eastern Standard Time. It's $2 million. We got a full field here, and I got a pretty good opinion about something. I have a long shot in this race. Don't want to make this hard. And what a talented group. And obviously they're very, very fast because they're sprinters. But I thought the overlay and the horse that I'm willing to play was the 3-1 favorite in this race last year. Is the number 11 horse, Mullikin, right? This horse is 15-1 on the morning line, and I looked at her races and I'm like, wow, obviously we all know her, but to have Mullikin, the number 11 horse, who's very, very fast, should sit a beautiful, beautiful trip behind the speed in this race, is awfully attractive at 15-1. Trained by Mr. Brisnet, and Flavian Pratt has the mount on this horse. 5 wins from 15 starts. That's a third of the wins. 6 seconds and 1/3 for 1.1 million. 12 times in the money from 13 starts, from 15 starts. That's awfully good. Okay, so they paid $500,000 for this horse back in 2021 as a baby, and is now a 5-year-old. Beautiful record. World-class jock on him. Brisnet is doing pretty good as a trainer, clicking at about 16%. Like I said, this horse was the favorite at 3-1. That's the race where Straight No Chaser won that day, and Ben Toronado, who was some large price. Let me see exactly what Ben Toronado was last year. Ben Toronado last year was, where is Ben Toronado? Was 28-1 last year, right? And it's 5-2 now. He's the 10 horse right inside of Mullikin. But Mullikin, after the cigar race on December 7th at Aqueduct in the Cigar Mile, ran second to Lock. That's Todd Pletcher runner who was being pointed, obviously, to the Classic, but scratched out of there. Then they turned the horse out in December, rightly so, and showed up as a 5-year-old for his first 5-year-old race and to campaign on May 3rd, which is Derby weekend, and was in the Grade 1 Churchill Down race, which is a $1 million race, I'm sure, right? Yeah, so that was a really good race. It was a field of 11, and there was such horses in there, beaten by Mind Frame, won that race. That Mind Frame, yeah, the one that's going to give them fits on Saturday in the Classic. No, he didn't. I just said Mind Frame's going to give some people fits. Did I say that? But anyway, the first race off of a 147-day layoff, May 3rd, took the lead at the 3/4 and at 7 furlongs, and got beaten with 4 horses across the wire. That was a fantastic race that day, and I watched it quite a bit. So that was the first race after 147-day layoff, his 5-year-old debut. Came back June 7th, about 1 month later, with Flavian Pratt in the arms at Saratoga, the Grade 3 True North, and again ran second to Bookham Dano. Right now, the first 2 races back in May and in June were both on a sloppy track. The first race beaten by Mind Frame and Nisos, the number was the 3rd finisher in there. It was very, very good horses, and that horse, Mullikin, probably needed that race. The very next race, the True North, the race was sloppy too, and he's got beat by that great sprinter, Bookham Dan. And subsequently, in each of his next 2 races, the Vanderbilt and the last race that he was in, the Grade 1 Fargo, he was been beaten by Bookham Dan. So this is how his past performances read this year in 4 starts. Last race in the Fargo on August 23rd, beaten by Bookham Dano. And the race before that, July 19th, in the Grade 2 Vanderbilt, beaten by Bookham Dano. The race before that, on June 7th, True North was finished second to Bookham Dano. So his last three races, I think he was beat by the best sprinter in the country. And the race before that, his very first race as a 5-year-old, he ran a very, very good race to a very talented horse that's showing up in the Breeders' Cup Classic. I don't know about you, but I don't see no Mind Frames or Nisos in this race, and I surely don't see no Bookham Danos in here for sure, or Nakatomis, who ran third in the Vanderbilt. So coming off that last race, the Fargo, it looks very bad. He took the lead out the gate and then faded to 7th, right? That is not like Mullikin at all. Okay, I think you just put a line through the last race, the August 23rd race, which was the same race they used to go into the Breeders' Cup last year, Breeders' Cup Sprint. He won the Fargo last year, but this year he finished 7th in a field of 10. Now, I'm not mad at that race because I like to bet horses coming in on an off race. I know that is not vindictive of the Mullikin running the way that he did in the Fargo, and for them to run him in the sprint tells me that this horse should be sitting on a race. And at 15-1, the value is just too big. So this is going to be my long shot play and my top play in here to hit the board. I may even play vertically here in case he runs second or third and try to hook it up with the exactors and trifactors like that. I'm going to be very interested to see what this horse opens up at, because 15-1 just doesn't seem right to me, and maybe the morning line guy made a mistake. Now, there's some talented sprinters in here, but I still don't think Mullikin deserves to be 15-1 when he's been beaten in his last 3 starts by Bookham Dano. Okay, in Grade 1, Grade 2, and a Grade 3. And the very race before all those 3 races on May 3rd, he was beaten in a $1 million race by a length and a quarter to Mind Frame and Banishing and Niso. So again, the company speaks for itself. I don't know why they would be afraid of anyone in here. To be honest with you, when I rattled off the names this horse has been running against. So again, my top pick is going to be the number 11 horse. Now, Copan, the number 1 horse, well, this horse is trained by the classy Richard Mandela. You got the old man in the arms, Mike Smith, the Hall of Famer, who got more wins in the Breeders' Cup than any jock on planet Earth. Well, this 4-year-old is by Omaha Beach. That's awfully good. And then there's Victory Gallop as a grandsire. 5 wins from 9 starts. How can you shake a stick at that? You can't. This horse has 3 seconds. So, again, in 9 starts, this horse has been first 5 times and second 3 times. Only off the board once, and that was way back in the day, right? Okay, with only 9 starts. There is still more upside coming off of a 90-day freshening. Ran second over this track before in the Clement Hurst behind Seismic Beauty. Now, I know that Copan's folks are very happy that Seismic Beauty decided to go to the distaff opposed to coming over here. So Richard Mandela and them must be extremely happy that Seismic Beauty didn't show up in this spot. And the race before that, Sweet Azteca, was beat this horse. So, but the number 1 horse at 7-2 that's a fair value on this horse. Got beautiful speed and comes home with nice splits, right? So anybody's taking a favorable view on the number 1 Copan, I'm not mad at you. I get it. This horse is fresh, fit, and ready to roll. You got the services of the all-time leading rider at the Breeders' Cup in Mikey Smith. You got the classy Richard Mandela doing all the conditioning, right? I see him the same way that I see Billy Mott. These guys just are very good horsemen, and they always do the right thing. The number 1 horse is a big-time win contender, and I wouldn't say maybe the horse to beat, but surely the horse that you should pay a whole lot of attention to in this spot. Our second pick. Our third pick maybe is the horse to beat here, right? Toronado. I mean, it flipped. Toronado was 28-1 last year. in this race and ran second, ran a beautiful race. And this year he's 5-2. Last year Mullikin was 3-1, and this year he's 15-1. You can't make this stuff up. But anyway, the horse is speedy. Ran a big race after almost a year off on September 13th when IRAB was in the orange in an overnight stake race for $300,000 at Churchill, which was the Louisville Thoroughbred Society race. Ran a beautiful race, and the speed figure in that race is off the chain. Had been freshened up. That was 49 days ago, so that race shouldn't have knocked him out. If he ran that good after 315-day layoff, wow, how is he off of a 49-day layoff with coming out of that society race at Churchill, right? So that's an awfully good race, and I can see why they made this horse 5-2. The way that he ran in the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year, and then his return to racing this year, his only one start, was just fantastic, and he owns the current fastest speed figure in this race. That's the horse right now on paper, on purpose, is to beat. Going to be our third pick, but don't get it twisted. This one is extremely fast. Going to have a lot of company up front with him, if you ask me. I think the number 13, Madhouse, can go. Of course, Straight No Chaser, the number 12 is in here, can go. And I believe the number 4 horse, if my memory served me right, let me look at his past performances, is kind of speedy, but will push forward for sure. So the number 10 horse is probably the horse to beat, even though I have him in the third spot for sure. And if we were to round out our superfecta in this race, well, how could I not look at Vanishing, right? Here's another one at 15-1. Trained by Chad Summer, the sneaky Chad Summer, and he's got my boy in the on, the smooth Tyler Gaffleon. Love that kid, of course. This gelding is by no other than Ghost Zapper, right? So this 5-year-old, 9 wins from 24 starts. That's okay, more than okay. 5 seconds and 3/3 for 1.9 million. This one always shows up, cutting back from a mile and an eighth and a mile and an eighth back to 6 furlongs. Should have some bottom. He might be able to run these down coming down the lane. You do have Tyler Gaffleon in the yards. That's going to be my 4th pick in here. And by the way, that race that Mullikin came out of on May 3rd, the Churchill Downs race, guess who ran second to Mindframe that day? Vanishing, at a price of 6-1. So again, Vanishing already beat the number 11 horse and only lost by a neck to Mindframe. That horse is our 4th pick, and a beautiful price at 15-1. So there it is in this year's sprint. I think the number 10 is the horse to beat, but I landed my top pick just on the value alone and the fact he's been beaten by, again, Bookham Daniel 3 races in a row, and the race before that, the Churchill Downs $1 million race, where he lost to Mindframe. Remember, Vanishing came out of that race as well. So again, for us, 11, 1, 10, 2, just like that. Go ahead and box it up for sure. I'm going to play around in the pick 3s and pick 4s like that. It is the 6th race. I do have some interest in the distaff, the 7th race. Of course, in that race, there's some very, very nice horses in there. None bigger than Seismic Beauty, the Bob Baffert runner, who was extremely fast at Philly. So you can play some doubles between those 2 races. That's going to be an awfully good race. But in this year's sprint, I'm going to go with Mullikin, okay, for sure at 15-1 with Flavian Pratt in the orange. Copan second, the number 1 horse, and we round out the try with the talented Ben Toronado, who is the one they all gonna have to beat. IRAD's in the arm there. Again, 11, 1, 10, 2, just like that. I want to see how the 11 runs. I want to see what he opens up at. My name is Wayne Bolden. I am your Speed King. I'm going to try to do as many of these races as we possibly can. Stay classy, y'all. All that you can do. We like Mulligan. 11-1. Flavian Pratt, world-class rider. Wow, 11-1. Man, Bookham Dano. and the great mind frame, that horse is sitting on a big race, by the way. No, he didn't just say that. Yeah, he is.